I don't know what the fuck was going on with my connection. But damn, all this goddamn construction. What's the deal, fellas? Y'all know, I'm just be on here for a little second while I'm walking to the gym. I'm walking to the gym, but I want to talk about the truth of getting good-looking abs. All right, we good. I want to talk about the truth of good-looking abs, bro. You know, abs is like the big thing. Abs is the big thing that everybody want. Everybody want abs. Yo, what up, Spirit of Vibes? What up, Hybrid? What up, A-Dot? The truth about getting the abs is what I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even about having them. It's about getting them. It's a lot of misconceptions about getting them. You know, a lot of people say, oh, abs are built in the kitchen. Abs are built in the kitchen. Abs are built in the kitchen. Abs are made in the kitchen. I understand what they trying to say, but it's not accurate. It's not accurate. Your abs are not made. Your abs are not built in the kitchen. Your abs are shown off in the kitchen. You shed fat, you know, primarily from the kitchen. You keep fat off from the kitchen. Your abs are not shown. Your abs are not made from the kitchen. Your abs are made in the gym. You know, that's number one. And I don't really get where people get the other idea from, you know, that you make them in the kitchen. Because it's just like any muscle. Your abs, your core, just like any other muscle, you have to work it to make it grow. You have to, you know, apply progressive overload to your core to make it grow, to have them, you know, thick cut looking abs. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the whole thing about abs being made in the kitchen, that's similar to saying biceps are made in the kitchen. That's just like saying your pecs are made in the kitchen. That's just like saying your quads and hamstrings are made in the kitchen. Like, that don't even make sense when you say it. But because the abs are around the stomach and it's easy to market, you know, because people are very sensitive about having big ass stomachs and shit, which makes sense. I would be too. But you realize once you start to speak for real, you know, are your biceps made in the kitchen? Are your lats and your rhomboids made in the kitchen? You start to realize, you know, the phrase abs being made in the kitchen is, you know, a bunch of BS. Well, it's not a bunch of BS. It's the wrong, it's the incorrect terminology. You know, me for example, right? I'm not no skinny guy by any means. I'm not no cut up guy by any means. My body fat right now is probably at about, I don't know, I would say like 14 to 16%. But I still have very clear cut, not cut, I won't say cut, but I still have very clear rectus abdominal muscles, or what we would call, you know, the 6-pack or the 4-pack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody is born with abs. Everybody is born with abs. That's a vital muscle that provides structural integrity, you know what I'm saying? But to make them pop, to make them thicker, make them bigger, to make them look more impressive, you have to build them in the gym. You know, the reason that I'm at, you know, 14, 15, 16% body fat, and you can still clearly see my abs, you can still clearly see the cuts in my abs. Number one is because, you know, God bless my parents, you know, they blessed me with some very good ab insertions. So, you know, some people's abs, they insertions, hey, what's up, Janelle, how you doing? Some people's ab insertions just don't look the greatest. So even when they cut up, their abs don't look that great. So for number one, my parents blessed me with some really good insertions for my abs. So my abs look very symmetrical. They look very clean. But number two is because I work my core a lot. You understand what I'm saying? I work my core a lot. You know, maybe a year ago, I was working my core every single day, hard. You know, not just some crunches and some planks and I go home. No, it was at the end of every workout, and every day I would do some weighted core work, or I would do hanging toe touches, hanging knee raises, I would do weighted decline sit-ups, with a 45-pound plate or kettlebells or whatever the case may be. I'm doing cable crunches with the whole stack, 5 sets of 20. That's what I was doing. I wasn't just losing fat and then my abs just started popping out. That's not how it worked. And so I worked my core so much that now I don't even do core that much because my core is so thick. My core is it's so thick. Like my core muscles, my ab muscles, they stick out. You feel what I'm saying? It looked good. It looked sweet to me. But I don't do core that much because my core grows very, very fast because, you know, nucleus overload conversation, but, and because I do powerlifting. So powerlifting is a lot of breathing and bracing, which is 100% core work. So, I'm stimulating my core every day when I go in the gym, even when I'm powerlifting, even if I don't do any direct core work. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to work your core for it to get, if you don't want to have to be so lean all the time. That's the other thing. I worked my core so hard because I don't like being lean all the time. I don't like being cut up all the time. It's a time and a place. If I'm just trying to have fun, see what I could do. But I don't like being cut up all the time. I don't like being lean all the time. I like being brolic. I like being strong. Not saying I'm out here fat with a big ass gut, but I like that 13 to 16% body fat range. And I worked my core so hard because I knew the better my core got muscularly, the more visible they would be when I have a higher body fat percentage. You feel me? So the only reason my abs are visible is because I work them in the gym. And for a long time, I worked them nonstop. Yeah, do I eat clean? Yes. But just because you eat clean and just because you shed some body fat does not mean you're gonna have popping abs. I know plenty of skinny dudes who have flat stomachs, like there's no abs. It's just a flat stomach because their abs have no musculature to them. Not musculature, but muscularity. They don't have any density. They don't have, they just don't have, worked core, worked abs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like 100 feet from the gym, so I'm gonna log over here in a minute. But what I really just want to get into y'all heads was that your abs are made in the gym. The fat is shed from top of the abs in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But the more you work your abs, the bigger, the thicker, the more dense they get, the more little bit of fat you can have on, the more fat you can get away with while still having visible abs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to drill in. You understand what I'm saying? Because Lord knows, I hate being shredded. I hate being lean. I'm weak. I look diseased. It just doesn't fit me and my personality. You know what I'm saying? Being lean. Like I said, I like being brolic. I like staying strong. I like having fat. And because having a little bit of fat is best for your athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Even if you look at athletes like LeBron James or, most of your NFL players, skill positions, none of them are like shredded to the bone. You know what I'm saying? Unless they like freak of nature. You got your DK Metcalfs and shit, but he a whole different monster. But most of your professional athletes are not cut up to the bone because having a little bit of fat is more conducive to your athleticism because having a little bit of that fat storage is better for, your energy. You understand? If you shred it to the bone, you're not going to be full of energy to perform at a maximum level, whether you weightlifting, powerlifting, you playing basketball, football, baseball, whatever the case is. Last thing I'm gonna say before I get off here, because I'm at the gym right now, is if you look at like professional bodybuilders, right? And I'm talking like professionals, like the Mr. Olympias and shit like that. When they are stage ready, when they are 4%, 5% body fat, if you ever watch any clips of them, like backstage or like days leading up to their competitions, they're exhausted all the time. They have no energy. They feel drained. Their cognitive ability is messed up. They feel exhausted. They have no energy because they're so shredded. You know what I'm saying? Because they so shredded, yeah, it got the muscles to show for the competition, but that's not a sustainable state you can be in. You understand? At least most people. You got your anomalies. Excuse me. You got your anomalies, but most people cannot be shredded all the time. A little bit of fat storage is good for athleticism. I stay strong, and just because I've put in the work with my abs to where I could have a little bit of fat on me and still have my abs showing. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the last thing I'm gonna say, man. I hope y'all learned something. I'm gonna leave this up so y'all catch the playback. And I'm about to have me a good ass session, bro. The gym been closed for 2 weeks. I'm about to go crazy, you feel me? So have a peaceful and prosperous Tuesday evening, and catch y'all later, man. Peace.